Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is John Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grow for your daily Bitcoin analysis video. My oh my, aren't things getting exciting? Bitcoin's pumping, my altcoins are pumping. It's a good morning indeed. Let's go ahead and begin with the agenda, but a quick recap on what we discussed this week thus far. Tuesday was a very important video where we talked about developments on the dashboard as well as the bi-weekly close, right? That really set the tone for what we can look for the rest of the week and the months to come, actually. So we're going to be doing an update on the bi-weekly today. Very important in case you guys did miss the video. Yesterday, we discussed the bullish divergence on the dashboard that allowed us to say, hey, you know what? This pattern that we're looking at Bitcoin is likely going to see its breakout very soon. And if you guys are on the C program, do not miss yesterday's Seed Clubhouse session. It is recorded. Trust me, you do not want to miss this one. Today, with Bitcoin sitting at $65,500 at the time of this recording and only one day to go before the next 4-day carrying close, we'll be talking about our next target, our next short-term target. And the big question is that $68,000 and is it coming soon? All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the dashboard right over here. We're looking at Bitcoin with the drop down, long on the 4-hour, long on the 12-hour, long on the daily, long on the 2-day. Still waiting for that 4-day to flip from neutral to long. But hey, we gotta be patient. We gotta be mango for this, right? It just flipped from short to neutral only 6 days ago. The big call was on the 12-hour time frame. 15 days ago, we also had bullish divergence show up yesterday. If you hover your mouse over the returns, you will see that this price reversal came in at $57,800. We are now sitting at $65,000 and volatility is still compressed at 12. Yesterday, it was compressed at 0. That was it doesn't get easier than yesterday's call, guys. We had a long trend, volatility sitting 0, and bullish divergence, right? But this is still a good picture in my opinion. It's these mid time frames that are likely going to go and press up against the higher time frames on the 4-day and the weekly to flip them long. That's what we're waiting for. Okay, let's go on over to the charts now. Right over here, this is just a quick update on yesterday's chart that we were discussing. This is the 12-hour time frame where we highlighted two possibilities: either this W-like formation breaking to the upside or the ascending like triangle structure playing out, where we see a rejection of this resistance level over here, come back down to this higher low, and then we see our breakout. We were leaning towards the W-like structure breaking to the upside. Why? Well, because of the dashboard, right? The dashboard was calling bullish divergence. Volatility was compressed to 0. We were going to see expansion very soon. And where do you look for your expansion? You look towards the side of the trend. And the trend from the 4-hour to the 2-day was long. So you err to the side of that probability, guys. Trading is a game of probabilities. It's not about being right. You play the probabilities. So at this point, this idea of the ascending triangle is kind of negated. Why do I say kind of? Well, because of the third possibility that we've been talking about throughout the cycle. Now, I don't think this is a high probability at this juncture, but it is something to keep at the back of your mind. It is something that we've been talking throughout the cycle. Right here, Benita says, Sean, what about the third scenario that you've been mentioning? Breaking up and then breaking back into the range. And yes, that is a scenario that we've been looking for throughout the cycle on various trade opportunities, right? So let's go ahead and draw it out right over here. It would mean something like this, where you break out, break back into the range, put in a high low within the range, and then break out. At this juncture, I'm not leaning towards this, but it would be irresponsible for me to say, hey guys, negate this idea completely. So keep this at the back of your mind. Make sure that you are not shut off your trade just because we break back into the range. Because this entire cycle, the way to have been trading these kind of trends was to allow for a break back into the range, provided we hold the higher low structure. And over here, the higher low structure would be this: low, high, higher low, high, higher low, high, right? That's what we're looking for, guys. All right, so now with this breakout, at this point, we are broken out, right? We're broken out of the W-like structure. What are we looking for continuation, and what targets are we looking for? Well, for that, we're going to switch on over to our 4-day time frame that we've been talking about for many days now. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you name it. and I highlighted this zone for you guys. The top of the zone is coming in at around 65,200. We are looking for a strong 4-day candle close above $65,000. At the moment, we are sitting at $65,500. It's looking really good, but we've got a day and 16 hours to go before we can confirm this candle close. And remember, guys, a lot can happen in a day and 16 hours. This is crypto, but I am leaning bullish at the moment, and there's a lot pointing towards continuation. If we get that candle close, where can we look for Bitcoin to go up to next? Well, the next key area of contention is going to be right over here at around $67,973. So we can round up to $68,000. But wait, there is confluence, and we see that confluence on the bi-weekly time frame. But before we talk about the targets on the bi-weekly time frame, I want to talk about what's going on over here. In case you guys missed the video from Monday, let's do a quick recap on what we spotted. Right over here, you guys can see that I have marked out the duration of the consolidation from 2023, right? We used a very objective way to calculate it. We said we're going to start with the impulsive move into the consolidation and then measure up until when the next run actually began. But that's easy to do in hindsight because we know when the run began, right? What we used as an anchor point was the claim of the 10 SMA right over here. This line over here, guys, is the bi-weekly 10 SMA. You guys can see that 196 days into the consolidation, we came up to the 10 SMA and then claimed it on the bi-weekly candle after, right? Now, if you go ahead and perform the same measurement on our current consolidation, a impulsive move into the beginning of the consolidation, and then you measure all the way up until when we postulate that the run is actually beginning. And what do you know? It lines up with 196 days into the bi-weekly 10 SMA and us claiming the bi-weekly 10 SMA. So 196 days during the previous consolidation in 2023, 196 days in 2024's consolidation, and then we claim the bi-weekly 10 SMA right over here. Do we see continuation? I think we do. But we do have an interim target right over here too. The bi-weekly now, guys, I want you to notice that we have taken out the most relevant candle close high right over here. Okay, we've taken that out at around 65,500. The next obvious target through a bi-weekly perspective is gonna be this zone right over here, coming in at 68,163 to 70,129. So we are seeing the 4-day candle point towards 67,973, which is 68,000, and then we are seeing the bi-weekly also point towards 68,163. So $68,000, guys, that would be the next interim target I'll be looking for Bitcoin to get to. So we're seeing it on the 4-day, we're seeing it on the bi-weekly, but it doesn't end there. On the monthly, we are seeing similar signs. But first, let's go ahead and recap what we're looking for on the monthly. Remember, we said that any close above 59,600 is going to be satisfactory. Not good, satisfactory. Satisfactory because we'd be defending the 10 SMA. For a good candle close, I'd be looking for 60,500 to get claimed, right? Where's that coming in from? That's the consolidation candle close lows of this monthly consolidation. Okay, that would be a good candle close. But what would be the great candle close? The great candle close would be anything above 65,500. As things stand, we are sitting at $65,567 with only 3 days and 16 hours to go. If the bears want to defend against a great close, they got to show up, and they got to show up within the next 3 days and 16 hours. If they don't, and we see a candle close above 65,000, we can look towards our next target. Where will our next target be? It'll be these candle close levels right over here, guys. I'm going to mark it out. What is that coming in at? That's coming in at $67,700. What does that line up with? 68,000, right? So we're seeing $68,000 as our next target on the monthly. We're seeing $68,000 as our next target on the bi-weekly, and we're seeing $68,000 as our next target on the 4-day time frame as well. That's provided, guys, the next couple of days, the next 3 days goes well. We are closing a 4-day in a day and 16 hours. We are closing a monthly in 3 days and 16 hours, and it's only after that we see the bi-weekly close, right? So this is how I'm going to frame the story for you guys. Look towards the 4-day candle that's closing in a day and 16 hours. if we see what we want on the 4-day time frame, we're likely going to see that move towards 67,973. That's going to line up with a fantastic monthly close. Once the bi-weekly is not only pointing towards 68,000, it's pointing towards $70,000 and maybe even higher. So it's getting exciting. It's time to pay attention. I will keep you guys updated as soon as we see the triggers, guys. As soon as we see the next big trigger, I will make sure that I do a video immediately. So make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification icon so you're not missing out on that great trade opportunity when it does come. Until the next one, keep it mango, keep it easy, keep it stress-free. Ciao.